Oh, it's not going to get any easier. People, deluded, I'm back again. You can see the title. Kai Havertz injury setback. Gyökeres must do more. And apparently Arsenal have midfield concerns, people. Pardon me. I was here drinking my soup and all of that, and I see this Kai Havertz stuff. Now, big up Todd Canton. Earlier this morning, it was actually being reported by a number of journalists that both Gabriel Magalhaes and Kai Havertz, who have both suffered 2 big injuries in 2025, were en route to return. I don't need to tell you a lot about why we need our players, the cluster of games we've been through, the cluster of games we need to get over, and all of those kind of things. Because if you're here and you're subscribed, you're thinking a certain sort of way. Any optimism you got around Gabriel Magalhaes, fingers, toes, everything crossed. Anything for Kai Havertz, we pray for his return, but there's been a setback. Now, it's being reported that way, yeah, but I remember Julian Nagelsmann a few weeks ago saying Kai's had a setback. Is it any coincidence that we're hearing about it now? Has there been another setback or some setback of sorts from then till now? Has he actually had this setback a while ago and it's just, it's reaching our door now? I don't know. But for what it's worth, Kai Havertz is set to be sidelined until early to mid-January. So we'll see you probably Valentine's Day. Following the setback he suffered last month in his rehab for minor knee surgery. And you know what? You're 26 years of age, yeah. From a footballer's point of view, you're in your peak, but first and foremost, we're wishing Kai Havertz good health. Obviously, you need your knee. I'm sure. I don't even know if he's got kids, but I assume you're a father to be, or a father, you're an uncle, you're a son, you're gonna be a granddad, you're gonna need your knee. You got you're a footballer for 15 years if you're lucky in it. And to be honest, careers are ending shorter, but nonetheless, and it sounds almost surreal that everything we've talked about from August up until this point, Kai Havertz ain't really been a talking point. The striker has been out of action since suffering a knee injury against Manchester United, as we know, on August the 17th. That required him to have surgery a week later. The Daily Mail Sport understands that in November, the 26-year-old was 1 week away from returning to the matchday squad before picking up an issue in his final training sessions. So this was in November, in the 18th of December. That correlates to kind of what I was alluding to. So we're just trying to finding out about this now. And you know what, Mikel Arteta, your press conference tomorrow is going to be crazy, people. But end of the day, the German is now aiming to be match squad ready by the middle of next month. He has yet to return to training since his setback. There's a chance Kai Havertz will make the Arsenal squad for January the 8th league match against Liverpool, though the FA Cup third round match against Portsmouth 3 days later is more likely. Early to mid-January, those games are in Jan. You'd imagine Kai's been pushing. Maybe he's been pushing so much he suffered a setback. I don't know. Obviously, I only care about what these players really achieve for Arsenal, but at club and international level, Saliba, Magalhaes, Odegaard, Kai Havertz, many other guys, the injury stuff is jarring, if I'm completely honest with you. So, yeah, it's jarring. But nonetheless, we're going to have to get on with it. As we know, we've welcomed back Gyökeres, Madueke, Gabriel Jesus and Saliba. Mascara, Benjamin White, Magalhaes and Dalman are all out, as well as Kai Havertz, man. It's absolutely mad, isn't it, in that we're in an aspect of defensive injuries, or a cluster of defensive injuries to our ranks. We had the whole attacking ranks. I don't want to be that guy, but naturally, law of averages, Odegaard's been in and out. Eze's played a lot of football. Specifically, I'm mentioning midfield, Rice and Zubamendi. We fingers, toes, pray to God or God, even if you're not religious, go find the Lord, that everybody is fit, people. So it is what it is. And you know what? Since 2024-25 season, we've had 100 injuries. Again, I'm not blaming the manager, the players, the medical staff. I think it's a bit of everything. I'm not a fly on the wall at London Coley, but as a fan, everybody gets injuries. And I think there's a wider talking point for how football clubs and football in general deals with this. But specific to my club, there's something there in it. I'm sure there must have been some post-season diagnosis last season. Whatever we're trying isn't working, people. So, yeah, man, we need to stop this. Most injuries by Arsenal players since the start of last season. Ben White's had 9, Rice has had 8, same as Calafiori. Saka and Timber have had 7, Magalhaes has had 6, Kai Havertz, Trossard and Saliba have all had 5, people. I'm quite tired of speaking about Gyökeres, at least for this week, but I actually think this article's decent. Tell me what you think. I'm going to skip just the tosh, people. We know it ain't worked out for him. He's still technically our top goal scorer. We know he's failed to score in 11 of his 14 Premier League games, people. At 27, with a Haaland-esque scoring record behind him, he was billed as the ready-made number 9 fans craved. But the worry is that the physical advantages he enjoyed in Portugal have been lost in a far tougher condition of the Prem. Gyökeres, speed of thought can be quicker. Decision making can be quicker. Forcing the issue can be quicker. Get even stronger. You are in an adaptation period in which not everything has gone to plan from start of the season to now. There is a greater question, piggybacking off last season, maybe the season before, about Mikel Arteta in the final third. I think we need to create in abundance. We start creating all over the pitch. Obviously, the creative man do their thing. Naturally, all of our players will benefit because there is a bit of that, And with Gyökeres, he's a goal scorer. He scored for Sweden, scores for Coventry, scores for Sporting. Why is there nothing close to that? I see Chris Wood, Haaland, and obviously Haaland's great, and Arteta. So there's something there. I think it's a bit of both. I do think the conditions haven't been ideal for Gyökeres. Isolated to what he can control, I don't think he's done enough. And I just think you're a spare part at this moment in time. And I know Kai's injured, but Kai, Marino, Gyökeres, Jesus, 4 guys that can do all in their own way, some better than others, some have other qualities, can do the other things demanded in the system of a striker. But goal scorer, boy, it's dark. Considering the drop in his duel rate from 50% in Portugal's Premier League to just 37% now, obviously we're playing low blocks. We're one of the best sides. There are some external factors that caveat the landslide, and we all knew his goal scoring record, it wasn't going to correlate to the Premier League. There's a bit of an exchange rate in that regard. Goals have dropped, shots have dropped, touches have dropped. Touches in the up box have dropped. Obviously, systemic and low blocks and all those things. Dual success has dropped as well. He only had 15 touches and 1 shot against Wolves. He's not Haaland, but he's Haaland in the sense of if you don't have a supply line, he's somewhat irrelevant. Obviously, Haaland's better than him, people. He needs to score goals. It's as simple as that, people. Apparently, Gyökeres is averaging only 0.76 one-touch shots per 90. Haaland, by contrast, is averaging 1.85. So Haaland only needs 1 shot to score, but you have more chances, you're going to score. So there's something Gyökeres can do. There's something his teammates can do. I need all my individual attackers, bar Trossard, can do a bit more. But Arteta, we have said that, and I have maintained that I still think a number of these players could play for other clubs above us, not really, or below us, and they look different. There is something there, people, if I'm honest. His overall average of 1.98 per 90 minutes puts him 45th this season among the 81 players listed as forwards by Opters, with at least 20% of the minutes played. Gyökeres sits between West Ham's Nicholas Fulkirk and Brighton's Rotter on the list. And obviously, there is question marks about the service required, people. Tracking data from Genius IQ showing his... Why can't we see the pictures? A bit weird. Where are the pictures gone? I don't know where the pictures have gone, people, but it was talking about his metrics as well, people, about his pressing. Look, yeah, we're going to have to leave that. His runs are being targeted by passes at a higher rate than either Hugo Ekitiké's or Haaland. So his teammates can do a bit more, but they're actually trying to find him, people. And it says here, Arsenal have made more through balls than any other Premier League side. We're not creating quality chances, but this is where I mean it's a twofold. Gyökeres can do more. The team can do more. At least from now to the end of the season, there is something there. And according to Genius Q, Gyökeres has suffered the least space when available to receive passes of any Premier League player this season at 3.4 meters, the statistics which reflects his struggle to create separation from his markers through his movement. Everything can be quicker, your movement as well, people. Because when you do make that run, Gyökeres, I'm the first to say we're not finding you. But clearly there's something there, people. And again, this is still an adaptation period, We have to audit this really and truly. So he can create a lot more space and do a lot more. But again, we don't need statistics to tell us such. But what do you lot think? Do you lot reckon there's a broader discussion to have about Mikel Arteta's use of a striker beyond the other facets, specifically what a striker is demanded to do, score goals? Aubameyang's rate at Arsenal dropped. And the strikers or players that have fared the best under Arteta leading the line haven't exactly been clinical. Apparently, Arsenal are concerned about midfield, leading to sources in the industry to think that could be seen as an area the club tried to improve in January. One name at the top of their list for the moment is Boadi. That's a summer thing. If you could tell me you could get another midfielder with a bit of dynamic legs for January, either loan or permanently, great. I'd bite your arm off for a Timber, Tomiyasu, versatile kind of defender. Obviously, I'd love a left winger, but I don't think we're going to buy anyone in January, but I think it's one where we have to be attentive, and Burton needs to keep that phone local because, again, every day that we wake up, every game that we watch, someone else is getting injured. Pardon me, people. And I don't want last season to be like that. And even if there's a bunch of injuries, there's no excuses. Man need to get things done. Arsenal are big fans of Jeremy Jacquet, while Mark Guehi could be an option. He comes into consideration. Guehi's aggressively being linked with Bayern Munich and Madrid. I'm having Jeremy Jacquet, centre-half, right back. more depth, all of that. I know when everyone's fit, if everyone's fit, ideal world scenario, great. Think he's quality. Love the one thing I love about Arsenal is the defenders. I don't know what the long-term future that would mean for Benjamin White. Always linked with Sporting Lisbon's Osman Diamande, clearly a player we've been monitoring, and apparently the club also appreciate Nathaniel Brown. Unless Miles Lewis-Skelly's going to leave, will be seen as a midfielder, and some maybe even Calafiori and Hincapié seen are not good enough. I can't see us buying another left back, surely. I think it makes more sense at right back. Speaking of right backs or centre halves or left backs, we've seen Timber play everywhere for this club. Arsenal are confident in reaching an agreement with Timber over a new contract, with talks being led by Andrea, but understood to be progressing well. Hopefully you and Bakayo get new deals, people, and we can thingies like put that to bed. If we get through against Crystal Palace, we'll face a two-legged tie against Chelsea. More games, less players. Boy, even the next 4 games, what we play, we've had a bit of a break now. For once, we've had a week. We play Everton quickly. On the Tuesday, we got Crystal Palace. Then we got Brighton. Don't quote me, but I'm sure we got Bournemouth on the 3rd of Jan. The 8th of Jan sees us play Liverpool. And we've got Inter, Aston Villa again, Man United. There's many a game. And obviously, don't know when this would work out, but that's 2 extra games in the calendar, assuming we do what I want, which is to go past Crystal Palace. And then obviously you got Portsmouth in the FA Cup, and we could wake up tomorrow. There's more injuries. I hope we could wake up tomorrow and there'll be more players to pick from. Obviously, on a short-term deal, yeah, would you not take Thiago Silva? I know he's fond of Chelsea, but would you take Thiago Silva on like a 6-month contract to the end of the season? Thiago Silva has decided to leave Fluminense and try a new chapter as a free agent ahead of the 2026 World Cup. He'll be available with immediate effect from January. His priority is to return to Europe. You know what? You probably walk in there at Chelsea. Would you not have him, or am I wasting it? Always